comes my lesson complete. Boss and journeyman and apprentice, churchman and atheist, the stupid and the wise thinker, parents and offspring, merchant, clerk and porter and customer, editor, author, artist, and schoolboy. Draw nigh and commence. It is no lesson. It lets down the bars to a good lesson, and that to another, and even one to another still. The great laws take and effuse without argument. I am of the same style, for I am their friend. I love them, quits and quits. I do not halt and make salams. I lie abstracted and hear beautiful tales of things and the reasons of things. They are so beautiful, I nudge myself to listen. I cannot say to any person what I hear. I cannot say it to myself. It is very wonderful.
There was a child who went forth every day, and the first object he looked upon and received a wonder, a pity, a love, a dread. That object he became, and that object became part of him for the day, or a certain part of the day, or for many years, or stretching cycles of years. The early lilacs became part of the child, and grass, and white and red morning glories, and white and red clover, and the song of the phoebe bird, and the March-born lambs, and the sower's pink faint litter, and the mare's foal, and the cow's calf, and the noisy brew of the barnyard, or by the mire of the pond side, and the fish suspending themselves so curiously before there, and before beautiful, curious liquid, and the water plants with the graceful flat heads all become part of him. And the field sprouts of April and May became part of him. Winter grain sprouts and those of the light yellow corn and the esculent roots of the garden, and the apple trees covered with blossoms, and the fruit afterward, and woodberries, and the commonest weeds of the road, and the old drunkard staggering home from the outhouse of the tavern whence he had lately risen, and the schoolmistress that passed on her way to the school, and the friendly boys that passed, and the quarrelsome boys, and the tidy and fresh-cheeked girls, and the barefoot Negro boy and girl, and all the changes of city and country wherever he went. His own parents he had compelled to follow stuff at night, and followed him, and she had conceived.
A young man came to me with a message for his brother. And how should a young man know whether and when of his brother? Tell him to send me the signs. I stood before the young man face to face, took his right hand in my left hand, and his left hand in my right hand. And I answered for his brother and for men, and I answered for the poet in these signs. Him all wait for, him all yield up to in his word is decisive and final. Him they accept, in him live. In him perceive themselves as mid-light, him they immerse, and he immerses them. Beautiful women, the hardiest nations, laws, the landscape, people and animals, the profound earth and its attributes, and the unquiet ocean, all enjoyments and property, and money, and whatever money will buy, the best farms, other toiling and planting, and he unavoidably reaps the noblest and costliest cities. Others grading and building, he domiciles. They are nothing for anyone but what is for him. Near and far are for him. The ships in the offing, the perpetual shows and marches on land are for him, if they are for anybody. He puts things in their attitudes, and he puts today out of himself plasticity and love. He places his own city, times, reminiscences, parents, brothers and sisters, associations, employment, politics, so that the rest never shame them afterward, nor assume to command them. He is the answerer. What can be answered, he answers, and what cannot be answered, he shows how it cannot be answered. The man is a summons and challenge. It is vain to skulk. Do you hear that mocking and laughter? Do you hear the ironical echoes?
In the trees as supple boughs wag, the delightful alone, or in the rush of the streets or along the fields and hillsides. The feeling of health, the forlorn trill, the song of me rising from bed and meeting the sun. Have you reckoned 1,000 acres much? Have you reckoned the earth much? Have you practiced so long to learn to read? Have you felt so proud to get at the meaning of poems? Stop this day and night with me, and you shall possess the origin of all poems. You shall possess the good of the earth and sun. There are millions of suns left. You shall no longer take things at second or third hand, nor look through the eyes of the dead, nor feed on the specters and books. You shall not look through my eyes either, or take things from me. You shall listen to all sides and filter them for yourself.